what to gain from wide investors. So this is the last exercise. In this guide, there's another guide that you can find. It's all about even deeper due diligence. Well, not even deeper. I mean, it's necessary due diligence. All this stuff is just the first step. Or this whole guide that you've done from Moz to Ahrefs and Majestic, archive screenshot, all that stuff. Similar web and SEM rush. All this stuff is just like the first step, basically. And there's still a whole bunch of other stuff that you need to do before you can bid confidently. But hopefully it helps. Anyways, there's a second guide about how to do due diligence in Google Analytics and check whether traffic is real or fake. And I think the link should be at the end of the exercise. You should be able to see that. Anyway, so this last exercise was about using Google, and I just thought it would be cool to do an example where the who's information was either faked or just under privacy. So this site, China Underground, right now is the buy now is a ridiculous $25,000 for a site that has 13,000 uniques and makes $30 a month. But that's probably, I guess. So I'm going to search Whoisology just to show you that this info is no good. So the administrative contact is somebody called Mikhail Ivanov, and the organization is siteground.com, which is a hosting company, I believe. And the email address provided is newdomains@siteground.com. So basically, this is either some kind of privacy, or basically siteground.com is doing something for whoever's hosting the site there, such that we can't see the genuine whois information. So what do we do in this case? You could just give up, but I keep mentioning that you need to be kind of almost like a detective when you're doing your due diligence. Results 12,000. Anyways, yeah. So you need to be kind of like a detective, and you need to try and investigate just as far as you can into a site's background and also the site element's background, and that's what we're going to do here. So this ChinaUnderground.com, who is no good. So we go to the user. Yes, DMSL. Search DMSL. Don't really show up anything. 2 days. So DMSL China. So my first goal is to be able to YouTube channel. My first goal is to be able to put a name. Okay, so this is the YouTube channel, presumably of whoever owns this site, because I saw, yep, there's a link here. China Underground, this website called Shinogi.it, which is Italian, I guess. And they actually mention it in the description. You can see China Underground was established in 2004 as a www.shinogi side project. But like, let's pretend you didn't have that information. You now found a second site owned by the same person. That's the Facebook page. View email address, types, companies located in Spain, info at dmsl.com, .co, so I'm going to put in dmsl.co here, see if I can come up with anything interesting. Photos, video games, apps, web services, Senior Magazine. So, you can see how I'm just basically, whatever I see on the screen that I can link back to this, I'm just going to click on it and or search it in Google. And I'm not really looking for anything specific or anything in particular. I'm just looking for anything that would make me want to say, hold on a minute, is there something wrong with this site, right? So you don't actively know what you're looking for, but just open that feature video. You're not really looking for anything actively. You just want to see what's out there with regards to the site owner and the site. So that's the purpose of Googling all this stuff. It's not really like I'm looking for something specific. I'm just looking for anything interesting. So this site is full ton of videos. About us. Cena Magazine has a Facebook. And the Cena Magazine is apparently owned by the same person. I guess it's related to this Cena which appears to be a Italian or Spanish magazine about China. So it makes sense that you'll have an website about China as well, I suppose. This magazine is actually a distributed magazine. It's distributed in France as well as Italy. But at this point, knowing that this person owns other web properties about China, I would be curious about non-compete because you have no guarantee. I mean, presumably he has a whole bunch of contacts in China that you can get links from. He maybe has some inside track on news in China. I mean, he says he has referring sites on BBC and Kotaku and some other authority sites. So maybe he has some skill set that you don't, that would allow him to launch a similar site like China Underground again and just basically take his spot back for whatever he's ranking for and for the traffic that the site is getting and just leave you in the dust. So in this case, knowing that this person has a specialization in China, given that he runs a magazine about China, although not in English, but given that he has a specialization in knowledge about China and probably a whole bunch of contacts in China, or who know a lot about China, I would be curious as to whether or not he would be willing to sign a non-compete clause to say that he cannot build any website about China in English for the next 3 years, something along those lines. And I mean, it's hard to enforce those kind of contracts, but I think people who are signing that kind of thing will be hesitant to sign those kind of things, just in case. It's not worth the risk. So this is the guy apparently who owns this site, or at least he works for this company that owns the site. Matteo Damiani. He basically does a whole bunch of web design and other design related stuff. I'm just reading the information about this company. Company staff have worked for more than 20 years in China. Use websites. Custom website design. So this appears to be a small design company, web design and other design companies. And formerly the company was called Upwork. this website belong to the same people. Nominee Mr. Reddy. This is probably someone else. And then I found this guy on LinkedIn. He's a multimedia specialist. And this EMSL, I guess, is where the company name comes from. And there's a whole bunch of stuff about his background, what he does, his past work, chief editor at the magazine. I mean, again, none of this information will necessarily help you say yes or no, but it's good to have context when you're looking at a website. So is it likely that this guy is a scammer? Probably not, actually, because, I mean, if you can link the site back to his LinkedIn profile, maybe this site is legitimate and does, in fact, generate the traffic and revenues that it claims to. But there's a whole bunch of information about this guy here. You can read about the other guy who's defining a video output. So this guy spent significant time in China, which is what we talked about just now. So yeah, again, none of this information would necessarily get me to a yes or a no the site, but basically it's good to have any information that you can get your hands on and help inform your final decision on whether to bid and what to bid as well. So that can help with both your due diligence and your evaluation. I'm wondering if this is the same. There are a lot of Chinese names. Maybe they sold it. And also, another thing that's good about being able to do this kind of research is you can message, like I could message this guy and ask, are you this person? Right? And if that person is a scammer or is intending to scam or mislead the buyers, the potential buyers, that will basically, it could stop them in their tracks. Just because it's one thing to trick and scam people over the internet under a pseudonym, under a nickname. But if somebody knows your real identity, like for example, if I bought this site and he knows that I know his name, he would be hesitant to rip me off because I could then go onto his LinkedIn profile and write a bunch of trash about him, saying how he's dishonest, and that's like a lose-lose situation. So basically, the more information you have, the better a position you're in, the more power you have. So that's why I do this kind of extensive Google searching. And I mean, typically I wouldn't even necessarily stop here. Then I think that's long enough for the video. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you will continue learning from us at Wide Investors in the next, I guess, course or guide that we put together about how to do due diligence and Google Analytics. And I will probably put a link in this video as well. All right, thanks.